The MDRT Academy is really a relatively new offering. This was not available for me when I joined MDRT. I got into MDRT in 2011. I'll share a little more of that story with you shortly, but I think it's a wonderful offering. And the reason why it is so great for those members that are going to get involved is because you have something I didn't have access to. And I'll share a little bit of my story with you just so you understand where I've come from, what I've done in this industry. I started in the industry in 1997, and I really just grounded out, worked really, really hard. 2004, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and so on. I was a solo producer, no staff, just working as hard as I could to generate some additional revenue. And it wasn't until 2011 when I actually joined MDRT. I'd been qualifying at MDRT level production for a long time, but I'm a first generation financial advisor and I didn't know anything about MDRT. I needed a friend to come to me in 2010 and say, Tim, I just went to this annual meeting thing last year. It was amazing. It's so you got to go. And I thought, sure, I'll go. And I joined MDRT. And from all of the resources and connections and insights and things that I learned at MDRT, I continued to implement them in my business and designed and reformed my business as I grew the revenue in my firm over the period of 2011 all the way into 2020. And revenue just continued to climb as I took different steps along the way and learned things from MDRT to the point where in 2020, it hit about 2.8 million. I'm now generating between 2.7 and 2.8 the last few years. I've hit a new plateau, if you will. I'm hoping to drive up above 3 in the near future. But I share this with you because I attribute so much of this hockey stick growth to the things that I learned at MDRT. And the fact that you have the opportunity to connect earlier just means I wish I could take that hockey stick and slide it back. Why didn't I start that in 2004? Why didn't I start that in 2000? I got in the business in 1997. You know, as you'll hear from Tom a little later, I think he's getting an advantage. He gets to start his hockey stick earlier, which I'm proud of him and happy for him that he has that opportunity. But that's what has happened as MDRT has brought the academy to so many people where you can start your hockey stick even earlier. The mission of the MDRT Academy, it's built with this singular focus to help financial advisors reach MDRT qualification level. And it's available for everyone under the qualification threshold of MDRT. So if you're familiar with MDRT, the threshold, as you can see on the right-hand side there for membership, 2024, 74,000 in commission or 148,000 in premium will qualify you for MDRT level production. So anyone under that level is eligible for the MDRT Academy. And then 2025, it's going to be 81,000 commission, 162,000 in premium. So the neat thing about this is it's very cost effective and it's a wonderful resource to help take you to the next level and get you to qualify for MDRT. And that's just, again, nothing that I had available to me previously when I started my career. And I just wish that I did. $275 are the dues. That's it for the year to be a member of the MDRT Academy. And it's prorated if you haven't joined before after April 1st. So it's actually prorated. So it's even less than that to join for the remainder of the year. I don't recommend waiting. Like, don't wait till next year to join. You might as well join now. It's prorated and start taking advantage of the features that are available in the MDRT Academy. And I'll talk more about that shortly. If you want to learn more about the MDRT Academy specifically on your own time, look, grab this ticker symbol right here with your phone. Just take a snapshot of it with your phone and get it set up, queued up on your phone for later on. But ultimately, it's really about helping you develop various aspects of your business and take you from that beginning where you maybe have some direction from your employer or the agency that you work with, maybe some direction from a supervisor or direction from a peer or a mentor that you've been seeking. But many people in this industry, when I was 21 years old, I had very little to no direction. It was pretty much, good luck, hopefully you do enough business to stick around. And that was the gist of it in 1997. Getting a little bit more guidance, a little bit more insight in the way you want it is what the Academy is all about. And there's really no reason why you shouldn't consider taking advantage of the resource. These are some of the statistics supporting the MDRT Academy. As you can see, 77% of the members that join the Academy and go through the process have actually become repeat MDRT members. We've had tremendous success converting those who join the Academy, getting them up to MDRT qualification, and then staying or even climbing further up the MDRT qualification ladder from member to core to the table and top of the table levels of production. And the goal setting and the tracking are some of the key values that I think makes it easier to figure out where it is that you're at and where you're trying to get to when it comes to what the Academy has to offer. And I'll just touch on this with you real quick. KPIs, I'm going to stop the share because I'll come back to the slideshow in a second. So KPIs, key performance indicators, in our industry, a lot of times you don't hear the term KPIs. Large businesses have KPIs, key performance indicators. You pay attention to that, but there are critical statistics that are there that are proven to drive your success from wherever you start to wherever you're trying to get to. And in 1997, when I started from scratch at 21 years old, those same 4 key statistics seem to be pretty much universally true. No matter where you're at on the planet, the number of appointments you set each week, the number of appointments you keep each week, the number of pieces of business you write each week, and the number of referrals you get each week. Ultimately, those 4 metrics will have everything to do with your success in this industry. And I just haven't seen anything to the contrary. The 5th and 6th KPIs, as I refer to them, key performance indicators, are how much revenue you write and how much revenue you issue. That's something that I teach some of my advisors. But ultimately, those first 4 KPIs are right here in the MDRT Academy. And I didn't design this. They identified the same 4 KPIs. They just refer to them as referrals, cases, conducting client meetings, and making sales calls. So if you're looking for a key to success, at least one of the ones that I had, setting 10 to 12 appointments a week was the expectation they had, keeping 6 to 8, writing 3 to 4 pieces of business, and getting at least 15 referrals a week were really the metrics that I grew up around. And the higher you make those bars so that you can climb over them, I think the faster you'll reach your own levels of success. But I'll pivot back, and we're going to get a chance to hear from Tom Sunny as well and some of his success very shortly. Tom, queuing you up. There's your heads up. It's coming. So as far as the Academy KPIs, as you can see, these are right in your phone. So when you log into the MDRT Academy, you can see what your KPIs are. For those corporate partners that are working in conjunction with the MDRT Academy, they're working on ways for you to create other additional metrics that can be honored through what your business wants, and making sure that those KPIs are reflective of what your firm is trying to create as well. There are also additional benefits as far as benefits to your business when you're creating this for many producers underneath you, or benefits to you as an individual advisor. As you can see, as a business, when you're running this, it can complement your existing training. It's not meant to override what you're already doing. It's there for you to enhance exactly what it is that you're doing. And MDRT works together with you to make sure that everything you're already trying to accomplish is ultimately enhanced and reinforced through what the MDRT Academy brings. So you could, but at the same time, there is this culture of excellence within MDRT. I was just talking to a friend of mine who's I met at MDRT. And, we were chatting about what is the unique value of MDRT. And I think, for me, I'm a little bit of an introvert. If you invite me to a party and I don't know anybody, I'm likely to be the guy that goes and hangs out by the food and just stands there. And maybe some people might come up and talk to me. I'll pick 1 or 2 people and chat with them for a little while throughout the night. And that's about it. Like, I'm not the guy that goes on the dance floor and tries to get everybody's attention. Like, that's not who I am. And if you go out with me to a random bar sometime for a conversation and a beverage of whatever sort, and I start striking up a conversation with 20 people in that room, there's a chance that maybe 1 or 2 I'm going to hit it off with and be like, oh, that was cool, and whatever, and we'll see where it goes from there. And 18 or 19 of them, it's like, it's okay. I mean, they're humans. I love everybody. That's great, but not necessarily long-term relationship material, right? When you go to an MDRT meeting, it's like they've already filtered the whole thing for you. So you could talk to 20 people, and 18 out of the 20 people, I'm going to be like, I want to talk to you forever, because they already have filtered the kind of people that you want to be around. These are the kinds of people that have similar values and similar beliefs, and that culture of excellence and success and lifelong learning and trying to do right for your clients and trying to take care of your staff and everybody. That's what everybody believes there. So they've already done that work for you. And it's a beautiful place to be able to attend and connect and build relationships that really enhance your whole person, not just your business and not just your personal self-development journey, but literally everything that matters to you as a human being. And that's what I've fallen in love with MDRT since I first attended in 2011. Back to some of those metrics, though, as we go to the bullets that are here. You can always take a picture of the slides if I'm going too fast through them for you, but I want to cover the basics. Your advisors are going to get continued engagement. We've got these messaging tools where we can kind of create that messaging together and communicate on a regular basis. The company e-newsletter, special access to the website. Those are all there if you're going to create something at a company-wide level. And then all of the advisors, you're getting access to these events and the credibility. I'm going to talk about the events in a moment after Sunny goes. But it really comes down to three main things when you're thinking about what do you get out of the MDRT Academy. It's online resources. It's access to in-person events. I'll talk about that last. And then it's this supportive community. So there are a lot of online resources that you can explore on your own, including goal setting and tracking and a lot of those aspects that are there digitally. But you also have this community of other people who are MDRT Academy members and MDRT Academy mentors that are working together with many of the MDRT Academy mentees or members, and so many of the other MDRT members that are passionate about what the Academy is and trying to bring more people to that venue of like-minded members where we can have new lifelong friends that we connect with over the rest of our existence here, however long that may be, hopefully decades to come. But you've got your quality resources. These are custom proprietary teaching opportunities that MDRT has created to share with all of its membership. And that's videos and training tools from people like myself and other MDRT members who have been there, done that. Like, we've already stepped in the pothole and broken our ankle. We don't want you to step in the same pothole and break your ankle. We're going to point it out to you so you can walk around it. And that's what the MDRT Academy has in it. It has videos and teaching tools and techniques, and then you can go ahead and set the goals that make the most sense to you as an individual. You'll notice on the right-hand side the example here of that you're actually going to see. In this case, you got business processes, client service, referrals, time management. There's so many different areas that you can lean into to create your own personal journey of advancement and enhancement as you work towards achieving what your goals might be. And it'll help you with these weekly goal notifications. So as you log in, you can measure your progress and see how far along you're coming. I'll talk about accountability in a moment as well, but the goal setting and the tracking, I think, is one of the main things that helps to take you to the next level. No matter where you're at in your career, motivation and accountability are critical, and they continue to be critical in a go-forward capacity. Any tool that really helps you lean into that to keep that accountability and motivation is a light. It really does move the needle. It takes you from just organic growth, which is the natural stuff that's going to happen as you're just maintaining your business and not losing your practice, to strategic growth, which is really driving you to the next level. And it's using that extra energy that you have and the extra insights that you have and the extra accountability and motivation that you have to intentionally grow the hockey stick as far as the growth is concerned. As I mentioned, the exclusive content is there. There's a lot of opportunity to dig into whatever it is that you're interested in digging into. And here's a quick list of a lot of the different content topics that are there. I think this breadth and depth of availability as far as insights and information is what is so unique about the Academy. You can go into whatever it is that you want to go into and create whatever kind of learning process and path you want to create. And with that, I want to pivot away from Tim monopolizing the conversation and let you hear from somebody who actually went through the Academy and has had tremendous success. And that is Tom Sunny, who we have here today. So Tom, please take it away. Tell them why the Academy has helped you.
Thank you so much, Tim. Yeah, so just want to start off with, being grateful for being here, right? I think a lot of us go through this business, right? We have to deal with a lot of things on a day-to-day basis, but having a community like MDRT makes it so much better. But why I chose to join the MDRT Academy when I did and my experience with it, it's been great. I'll talk a little bit about that. Also a little bit about my career trajectory and how it's evolved over the years as well. And some key action items that can also be taken away from some of the newer agents on the call or mentors. So I started off in the business at 22 with New York Life. My father, he was in the business for 20 years when I joined. So I'm a second generation advisor. And my dad, he really just focused strictly on life insurance throughout his career. And when I started at 22, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I want to be more of a comprehensive advisor, planner, really focused on the wealth management side of things. And, starting off in that area, it's a lot to learn, right? Kind of intimidating. So I was always looking for ways that I can improve my craft, learn, be the best I could be to my clients and, for my family as well. And luckily, I came across the MDRT Academy early on in my career. It was in 2017, my first year, made MDRT aspirant. And at that point, they were having the MDRT, or they're really promoting the MDRT aspirant academy. And I took the leap of faith and joined. And really, I do credit that to my success and where I am today. So continued to make the MDRT aspirant for another 2 years. Then in 2020, made my first regular MDRT membership. 2021 and 2022 quarter the table, and then last year in 2023 made top of the table for the first time. And this year I'm on pace to do that again. And really what I think was a big shift was deciding to be there, right? And just deciding to make education and career development a priority. Right? Some of the most successful people in the world, right? Elon Musk, right? Bill Gates. I mean, they didn't just decide to, for example, Elon didn't just decide to make an electric car one day, right? Or he didn't just stumble upon it, right? He really committed to that, and he made it his goal, right? And I think for us as advisors, as agents, it's no different. It's really just making a decision to be the best we can be, and really continue to learn, right? Being a student of this business, I think, is really the secret to success, because not one person is going to know everything, right? But the cool thing about the resources we have through the academy, through MDRT, is that there's people that share things really graciously, right? And we can take years of experience and trial and error and really condense that in a 2-minute video, right? So I think that's a very unique value proposition that it's hard to really find anywhere else, right? It's not, because most people aren't just going to put that on YouTube, right? But when you're working directly with MDRT, you get that exclusive content, which I think it's amazing. And also, just having a process around development is what really helped me. I would always just commit at least 30 minutes to an hour a day, sometime in the morning or sometime in the evening, where I could just really focus on learning some new concept or some new idea. Because I think all of us are really just one idea or one concept away from completely changing our business and our lives. That's really the pursuit, right? The pursuit of greatness. And, it's just awesome being around that content. One thing a few things that I really use the most with the academy were the videos from other top advisors, top of the table members. Funny thing is, I learned a lot from Tim over the years. He didn't even know it, right? He didn't know who I was, but I learned a lot from him, which is awesome. Some of the articles that come up on a weekly basis. The cool thing is you do get those directly to your inbox as well as in the app. So it really keeps you accountable and reminds you to stay on top of things and continue to learn. Really also like the webinars. Some of these webinars are amazing, right? Where pretty much it's just top industry consultants or other advisors where they're telling some specific area of practice, whether that's referrals, marketing, career development, right? And you can really just take notes on those and study those and really get a head start to your career or to your development journey. And those stats that Tim shared earlier, I thought were really awesome. 96% of people that joined the academy found that it was valuable. And I'm thinking to myself that 4% is probably the ones that never logged on to the academy at all. And some of the action items I would say is join the academy or try it out for at least a year. And if you don't get any value from it, right, talk to me or Tim, right? But I can almost guarantee that if you stick to learning it, you will get a lot of value from it and you will improve your business. And just making a daily or weekly habit, right? 30 minutes to an hour, compounded over a year could really make a big difference. That could be 120 hours in a year. And last thing would be really just making a decision today that, you'll continue to improve and learn. And for sure, that will help you improve your business and get you to the top of the table if you're not already there.
That drop the mic moment there, Tom. That's really
Yes,
good.
yeah. I mean, I feel like there's more I could say, but it's there's just endless possibilities, right? I mean, that's the awesome thing about this business is that no one does everything exactly the same. We all have our own practice, own process, own clients, own industries we focus on, right? But if we could take knowledge from each specialty and make it our own, that's really where we feel confident and can really grow.
Thank you for volunteering some of your minutes as well to share with everybody the experience you had. And I'm glad to have had an impact on you, and you got to know me a little bit before you even met me. So that's pretty cool. We're all there just trying to help everybody else be better, and we have like-minded thoughts, and we're all grouped together in an organization. But that in and of itself isn't enough of an organic petri dish to have, ultimately these amazing things happen. There's structure and intentionality behind all of this, and that's what MDRT brings. And the MDRT Academy is another one of those creations and those opportunities for structure so that you can really get on the track and ride the track to success wherever it is that you're trying to go to. So way to go, Tom, in terms of accomplishing what you did. I remember as a kid, the Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore. I'm clearly revealing my age as a Gen Xer, but they always had commercials of toys. And the commercials that would come up of various toys that would be there would be this little fine print in the bottom every single time that says batteries not included. And one of the worst things that you can do is buy a toy and not get the batteries. You got this really cool toy on your birthday or whatever, and you can't play with it because there's no batteries in there. And I think that the analogy that I'm sharing with all of you is that the MDRT Academy is an amazing toy, but you've got to bring the batteries. Tom brought the batteries. Tom showed up. He invested the time. He invested the energy into it. It can't make your business better for you without you bringing your own energy and your own motivation. But if you show up and you bring the batteries, I think it's a pretty cool toy. And it's more than a toy. It becomes a tool that you can really plug in and take your practice to the next level. In addition to all of this content that's there that Tom was just referencing and referring to, we also have the opportunity to go to the meetings. And this is huge. In 2011, when I went to the Atlanta annual meeting, they didn't have the Edge meeting, by the way. You notice the Edge in the bottom right corner there. Had they had the Edge meeting, I probably would have chosen that as my first meeting. It's another offering that MDRT's created. It's phenomenal. But they didn't. They had the annual meeting available. And I went in 2011, and even though I qualified at top of the table production, I didn't pay the extra money and set aside the extra time to go to the top of the table meeting because I still was kicking the tires and trying it out. And I have such FOMO, fear of missing out, over that first top of the table meeting. Is the only top of the table meeting I've ever missed since. And I just feel so bad that I missed it because I really should have gone. But the annual meeting is what ultimately made me fall in love with MDRT. And MDRT gets it. They get that you get value out of connecting with other members that are in the organization. And with that in mind, they provide you the opportunity to do that even as an MDRT Academy member. If you have met 50% of the qualifying level of production last year for MDRT level of qualifying production, as an MDRT Academy member, you are eligible to attend one of these meetings, whether it's the annual meeting, the global conference that's in Dubai this year, or the Edge meeting that's later in this year. It's a one-time opportunity to do that. The second time you can attend one of these meetings is when you reach 75% of MDRT level production. Then you can again choose one of these meetings to attend the year following that. Of course, our goal is to try to drive you to MDRT qualifying levels as fast as possible, and then you'll be able to attend all these meetings if you want to as an MDRT member. And for those that want that additional accountability that we talked on, the mentoring program is there. Whether you're an MDRT Academy member and you're seeking a mentor, or you are a mentor who enjoys sharing and inspiring others that are trying to grow in their path, the mentoring program provides those opportunities. And if there's enough time in this, I'll talk a little bit about, for me, one of the keys to success, 2011, 2012, the beginning of that hockey stick, came from me creating an accountability partner at that very first meeting in Atlanta, where once a week we had to bring the batteries. and hold each other accountable to say, I'm going to do this thing that's important but not urgent. And if I don't do this thing, there'll be a consequence. And by holding each other accountable, we drove ourselves to more mutual success. So whatever it is that you need in that process, MDRT Academy has those offerings for you.